So we will get going. Welcome to our final senior meeting. We are all very excited to be with you guys. And let's get going. So just for the agenda, we are going to be running through all of the things that are on here, including virtual senior awards, spring distribution event, the moving up assembly, senior breakfast, and then some information on the commencement ceremony and its purpose, the grad guide rehearsal that's taking place on June 14th. And then at the end, some more graduation ceremony details and tickets, and then just some final reminders about grad night and a couple other things. And then if you guys do have any questions, there will be 3 of our ASB friends that are going to be in the Q&A box. So you guys can just send those in there, and there will be a part at the end if your question is not addressed in like during the meeting in the Q&A box, they will be addressed live, and you guys can also just stick around if you want to hear the responses to those. So I'm going to pass it on to Mr. Hirsch, and he is going to be covering the virtual senior awards.
Nice. Thank you, Ruby. Hello, everybody. Mr. Hirsch here with a quick public service announcement in regards to senior awards, which is happening this is the 38th annual, okay? Only the second ever to be held virtually. The first being last year, of course. And so basically, same time and day that we would normally do it, June 3rd, 6:30 p.m. Lots of fun videos coming in from teachers, sort of honoring you guys. So basically, nothing is stopping us staff from celebrating you. It's obviously been a heck of a year on a lot of levels. And so we're happy just to sort of give back and give you guys some shine, like as much as we can, even though this year has been a little different, than most others. So you guys all deserve high praise and recognition as far as us staff is concerned. It's been a tough year, we get that, but we're happy to start the celebration. You know what I mean? It's June now. The finish line is right there. You guys should be proud. So we're happy to make this video for you guys. The YouTube video is going to be posted on our webpage at 6:30 sharp this Thursday evening. It should be really easy for you to find. So if you go to the, like I said, just our webpage, right there, close to the top, you should easily be able to find that. And watch it with your family. You know what I mean? If you guys have a smart TV or something, try to get the YouTube going on your TV. That's what I would do. Get the popcorn going and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. You know what I mean? We're doing our best to make it as fun and as good of a video as we can for you guys. So this Thursday, Senior Awards Night video. Check it out. The link, it's just a YouTube video from our website. We're happy to do it for you. That's about it. That's quick and
all right.
Thank you for
Wonderful.
the invite and letting me say that. Hope you guys all watch it and hope you guys all like it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Hirsch. Okay, I will be taking it, and we're just going to cover a couple of things about the spring distribution event. This is replacing Beach Day this year, and so just a little bit of information for when it will be happening. That is going to be Wednesday, June 9th from 1 to 2 p.m., and you're going to come in through the bus entrance at Woodinville High School and then follow the directions from there, which are going to be on the next slide for a little map thing. And then what this is, it's just a spirited drive-through event where you can pick up your yearbook and a little recognition gift. And then if you participate in a club/sport, that's kind of where that gift will come from. And then any honor society materials, and then also to drop off any like books or stuff that you guys checked out that you are going to want to get rid of for the end of the year. And then just for some safety precautions, we do ask that you wear a mask and stay in your car at all times, just so we can do our part on protecting the staff and everybody helping out, and then of course you guys as well. And then just to kind of go over like what it's going to look like, this is the map for what you guys should be expecting. So we won't go through this part just in too much detail for time, but this is kind of the idea of how you're going to enter, and then what is going to be at each station. Obviously, if parts of it don't apply to you specifically, you don't have to go to those stations, but it will be fun to kind of see teachers and staff, and then to get all of the end of year stuff wrapped up. So I'm going to pass it on to Austin, and he's going to cover. Oh, wait, just kidding. Hold on. Sorry. Yes, I'm going to pass it to Austin. He's going to cover some stuff for the moving up assembly.
Hi guys, so the moving up assembly will be on Friday, June 11th, and it will be a half and half kind of deal. There'll be majority of it will be virtual. That you'll watch, the seniors will watch before the senior breakfast, and then we actually have some parts of it that we are lucky enough to get put on live for us at the senior breakfast, and some of those include being the virtual portions, some videos, awards, senior and principal speeches, and then we got lucky enough to get the staff speaker, choir performances, and the tunnel of goodbyes from the staff, all live performed or for us to be a part of at senior breakfast. And so once again, this is on Friday, June 11th, and it's one last little goodbye. We get to be with not only the students but the staff right before graduation, and it's going to be a great time. Yeah, that's all I have for you.
Okay, wonderful. On that note, speaking of senior breakfast, that officially will be taking place on Friday, June 11th. So it's kind of a okay, as you can see in the yellow, bring your own blanket. That is it's gonna kind of be like a picnic. And so that's gonna help out a lot with social distancing and making sure that we can keep everybody as safe as possible. So yeah, bring your own blanket. And then we're gonna be seniors are gonna be arriving from 10:30 starting at 10:30 a.m. The event itself is gonna begin at 11 a.m. Also, just again, it's on Friday, June 11th, right after the moving up assembly. And it should run until 12:30. That time is not like a definite cutoff, but we're expecting to wrap up events and everything after that. So, but arrive at 10:30. The live portions of the moving up assembly, as Austin had mentioned, will be taking place during this event. And then there will be catering by Alexa's Cafe, so the food will be provided. And then if you guys have dietary accommodations, they are available as well. And then there will be some photo booths and Polaroid cameras, just some fun stuff that we're setting up for you guys that are going to be available at that as well. And of course, you get to see all your favorite teachers and staff. It's kind of going to be a little like farewell event on top of graduation, of course, but this is just a good kind of thing for all of us to be together. So we would love, of course, to see as many of you as possible at this. And more information will be released soon with signing up and stuff. And I believe I will be passing it on to Mr. Dilling to talk about some commencement ceremony stuff. So you can take over.
Awesome. And Ruby, thank you. Alexa's great food, as you guys have known. Wonderful catering. Just make sure that you are in line before Mr. Davis gets there, because you want to make sure that you have food to eat. So you guys, I get a couple of minutes to introduce, obviously, this year's commencement ceremony, a little bit different even from last year's. And I want to begin by just asking you to keep in mind like who the ceremony is for. It's obviously for you. You guys have worked your tails off, and especially as Mr. Hirsch said, the last 2 years in an extraordinary, time period with unique challenges in itself. But the people, and I know it sounds a little mushy gushy, but the teachers and the counselors and your parents, okay, and your immediate family, your extended family, those coaches and mentors, your friends. I mean, all these people who have come together to get you to this point are part of this joyous moment. And I can tell you, we're working hard in the building, we're working hard at the district level to make this as special as possible. And we do realize that it's still going to be a little bit different, but it is exciting to get to announce that. I mean, we're trending more towards a traditional type of a ceremony, right? Which is exciting. And so as we get there and you're thinking about, we're not going to have packed stadium and everything that may have come several years ago, we're all taking this moment serious, especially for you guys, to get to see you walk across a stage, okay? For everybody, a part of it, whether they're there in person or whether they're watching it virtually. And so, with that said, obviously, our next big announcement, Ruby, if you'll move me forward on on that slide. You probably already heard, right? But, just a reminder that our ceremony is Wednesday, June 16th. Okay, we are not the early ceremonies, this year. We are the evening, and it's, you see that 6 there, on the slide. That is a little bit different than evening ceremonies in the past, just to give us a little more time being down at the pop. It gives us more time to arrive at Bothell and to get staged and get situated and to do what we need to do. So we will obviously start at 6 o'clock this year instead of the 7. And you will be, right? We'll be down at Pop Keeney Stadium. So what does that look like? A little more information here coming your way right now about drop off and picking up. So as you arrive and as you're planning for your commencement this year, and these details will be all over the place, right? We're going to get these out and you're going to hear it again, but you need to be dropped off. And that's a biggie. Okay. Every year you got to know that you're not driving yourself, and especially at the pop with, limited parking spaces, right? So we need you to be dropped off at Bothell High School on the 16th at 3:45 p.m. Now we're just talking about the graduation day, commencement day right now. We are staging up at Bothell High School, all right? And we're using their parking lot up there. This is why you can't drive yourself, for us to do our mini rehearsals. So we are ready to go down at the pop. You do need to bring with you, obviously, your green cap and gown. You need your class stole and tassels, okay? And please make sure that you have everything on a hanger. I should have blown that up. My bad. Hanger. Please make sure it's on a hanger, because when we get to that parking lot, you don't want to set it down on a bush or, over the curb or, in the bark. We will have some areas designated for you to hang that up so it stays pretty before we actually put it on and head down to the pop. And then I know some of you have been asking too about the honor cords, right? So yep, you can have your honor cords that are Woodinville High School approved through the programs. You get your regular one that we provide, and you have your choice of one other. Okay, so that has we've added to that, obviously, this year, making sure that it is a school approved. So remember, it's your Woodinville High School cord and one additional cord. Okay, and then I get to talk at you for my lights went off. Hopefully you guys, there we go, they're back on. Ruby, if you'll bump me ahead to my last slide before I hand it off to Mr. Davis. Actually, Davis, this is you, my man.
Hold on. No, it's not. Wait, sorry. Got a little ahead of myself. This is you.
There we go. Yep.
Sorry,
Okay. I was like, as my daughters say in the TikTok world, I've been canceled, right? So, Austin, you liked that one, didn't you? Right? You didn't know that the old man had that in him. So in terms of other things that you need to think about for the commencement ceremony, especially limitations. Okay, please do not bring any of your personal items, no backpacks or purses or your phones, cameras, all that kind of stuff. We just do not have room for it. And if you bring it, we can't bring it into the stadium. You're going to set it aside, and we can't guarantee you that that we're going to get it back. We will have water and we will have snacks up at the Bothell High School parking lot for you, so don't have to worry about food and water. Okay. If you do have, obviously, personal items or valuables or phones, and, when your parents drop you off, you will be able to retrieve those when you reunite with your family members after graduation outside of Pop Keeney. Okay. So, if you want to take pictures with friends, obviously after graduation, that's really important. Just make sure you grab that from your parents. Okay. And again, we will have light snacks. We will have water up there, realizing June 16th, we know it's going to be hot and beautiful. So we'll make sure that we take care of you on that. Now, you see highlighted before I pass the baton off to Mr. Davis. We ask that when you arrive that you do bring and wear a disposable mask. And the reason for that is we have commencement masks, specific for this ceremony. So, the disposable one is easy, obviously, just to get rid of. You don't have to bring, the cloth one, because you don't want to throw these nice ones away. So on this day, please just bring wear a disposable mask before we give you your graduation mask. So I know that was a lot of information. You're going to see it again and again at the end with the Q&A. Feel free to ask questions. But I appreciate your guys' time. You guys are wicked cool, awesome people. And I'm excited to see you all on June 16th. So Ruby, thank you for the opportunity to get spend time with you guys today. And I turn it over to Mr. Davis.
All right. Welcome. I just want to say congratulations first and foremost to all of you guys. I know how hard this year has been. It hasn't been easy for teachers and parents and everybody else, but I tip my cap to all of you for doing a fantastic job and pushing through. So congratulations. As far as attire goes, they went and decided to ask the classy guy here, the one with fantastic sense of style, to talk to you guys about that. Mr. Dilling already mentioned the green cap and gown that you will have with you. You'll bring it on a hanger, which is great. Remember, that hanger is probably not something you're going to be picking back up, so make sure it's a disposable hanger. There will be valedictorian stoles will be distributed at Bothell High School, so if you're wondering about those, we will have those for you there. The gold NHS honor cord and one other pre-approved cord is something you are allowed to wear. That's it around your robe. So we really want to keep it as clean and crisp as possible, right? Nice green hat, your 2 cords maximum, and then your green robe. Please note, no flower lays or other adornments are allowed. So no extra gear thrown on top or anything else like that. We're not trying to decorate our robes. We're trying to stay uniform, right? We're trying not to pull attention away from other people onto one single person who's got lots and lots of things thrown on themselves. Parents or guardians are welcome to bring all of this other stuff for their pictures. Because let's be honest, I mean, when we're thinking about our graduation picture, if we want our lay or we want our extra cords or all this other stuff on us, I think that's great. You've worked hard to earn it, but those are in the pictures that you take after the ceremony. You can put all of that stuff on, have your pictures with your family and your friends, and it's all there. And those are the ones you're going to be looking at. So let's try and keep everything nice and clean when we first show up. The same goes for your caps. I know we've all seen pictures of college graduations where people write things on the tops and everything else. We are asking that none of that be done. Please do not decorate your cap at all. I'm hoping no one already jumped the gun on that one. If you did, look at the bottom of that slide. You'll see what you can do to correct that issue. But let's keep everything nice and clean and crisp. I think it's going to look really professional and really, really great if we do that. And again, Mr. Dilling mentioned the Falcon mask will be provided for you at that point in time. If you're missing any of these things or you lose something, you can contact Jostens. You can see the number here. You can go back to this recorded event here to look up that number again, or you can contact Ms. Conrad if you need any help with that sort of stuff. Moving on from this, we have, if Ruby can switch my slide, there we go, the care of the gown. This is big. And this is something, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to look more towards the gentleman on this one, just because if I think about myself in high school, when I got my gown, I took it home and I threw it in a pile in the corner of my room and it sat there until I needed to put it on. Please, if you are someone who has done that, undo that, meaning take it out and hang it up. If you do that between now and graduation, those wrinkles will go away and it'll look nice. Also, if it's completely folded and you think, oh, this is great, it's folded and it's neat, I ask that you hang it up again, because if you don't, the day of graduation, what will happen is you'll unfold that thing and you're going to have perfectly square wrinkles all over your gown. You do not want to be the one person walking down in front of everyone with the square wrinkles all over your gown. It's going to look a little odd. So make sure you get it out and let it relax. If it doesn't relax on its own, you can see down there, you can press it with a cool or a lukewarm iron. Don't go with a hot iron. You will permanently, maim that thing. So stay cool on that. As far as the gown and everything else, like it says, bring it on June 16th at 3:45 on a hanger with your name on it. I recommend taping it. I recommend putting a piece of tape around the neck of the hanger and writing your name nice and big. Don't put a small little initial somewhere. You want to be able to find it, if it goes missing. So nice big names on a hanger that is one that you're okay being tossed away. You are not going to be heading back to Bothell after graduation to pick up your hanger. So don't bring a nice wooden one. Bring a little wire one where if it's gone at the end, it's not something you are worried about. And then you do, as a senior, get to keep your caps, gowns, stoles, and tassels, all of that sort of stuff. So that is something that is yours afterwards. So enjoy that. And then our final slide for me before I take off is
Yep, getting it. Just
That's okay.
no, that's not it. There you go. There you
It
go.
is. Yes. Clothing for the actual ceremony, right? The green stuff is all on the outside, the cap, the gown, all of that good stuff. What do we do underneath? So let's start with the gentleman. Gentlemen, it's recommended that you put a tie on, right? Get a little collar, get a tie. It looks nice showing up underneath the gown. It looks really professional, really classy. So that is our recommendation to you. On the same side, you got to think about the bottom half, right? The gown doesn't go all the way to the floor. So gentlemen, please wear nice pants. We are recommending you do not wear jeans to this event. It'll probably be really warm, but nice pants. If you wear shorts, I'll tell you, it looks awkward. I'm just going to be honest with you, because you've got a nice look from the top down, and then you hit that spot where the gown ends, and then your shoes start here, and you don't want, furry ankles or whatever it is. It's an odd look. So wear the nice pants, gentlemen, all the way through into a nice pair of shoes as well. For the ladies, again, like it says, their dresses worn under the gown should not show at the gown's neckline or below the hemline of the gown. And to avoid tripping, make sure that you don't have a long gown that's going to drag along the floor. Something to think about. Notice what's there in yellow. This is big. Every year I usually warn the seniors you don't want to wear heels simply because of the wobbly stairs up and ramps down and things like that. And I share an experience with my wife, who is that one person who fell during graduation because of heels, and she still remembers it to this day. This year, I'm not telling that story because of the dangers of tripping, but because we've been told by those that work at Pop Keeney, you are not allowed to wear heels on the field. I'll say that again. You are not allowed to wear heels on the field. It's not a recommendation as far as, oh, you might trip. It's you are not allowed to wear them. So you must wear flats. So keep that in mind. Make sure you show up with flats when you come to graduation on the 16th. And again, one more time down there at the bottom, we've got a mask coming for you. So bring a disposable one. On that note, while I'm thinking about disposable, if your gown is in its plastic covering, please take that off before you show up, because otherwise all those plastic bags all are just trash thrown around, and it becomes a lot of work for us to clean up. So if you can just bring the hanger with the gown ready to go and no plastic on the outside, that would be ideal. So that's what I have as far as attire goes. I'm going to pass the torch over to Miss Conrad, who's going to help you out with the next section.
Great, thank you. So we've been giving you a lot of information here, and do know that we have a grad guide that is coming out today. So we're excited. This is a 6-page document that everyone will have access to. We're going to actually put it on the website as well. And it has all the essential information regarding commencement ceremony, as well as all the other year-end activities that are happening for our seniors. So we do want everyone to check this out. We're also going to be doing an email out today to parents and seniors. So everyone will get this in their email as well. Take some time to read it. It will really answer most questions if you take the time to just go through that document and look at the sections that are on. We're trying to think ahead as to what questions you might have and trying to put it in writing so that it's really easy for everyone to find that information. And then if you do have any questions, of course, you're always welcome to email me, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Okay, and so the grad guide will come out today. Next up is Ms. Brenner.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here with you. So we're going to talk about preparing for graduation on the 16th. So there is a mandatory rehearsal that will take place here on campus on Monday, June 14th. And that's going to take place from 9 until 11 a.m. And it's going to be on our softball and football field. So beforehand, we will pass out alphabetical seat assignments so that you know where you're going to be sitting, and it's going to mirror what's going to happen at Pop Keeney at the stadium. So the green side is where the home stands, and then the blue side is for the visitor stands. And we designate that ahead of time so that your parents know which side to sit on when they come to the stadium. On the day of the rehearsal, which again is Monday, June 14th from 9 to 11, we want to make sure that you are dressing casual that day. You will be outside that day, so dress for the weather, and you are welcome to bring a water bottle on that day. But again, you don't need to bring a water bottle on the day of graduation because that will be provided for you. So please mark down Monday, June 14th, 9 to 11 on your phone so that we can see you on that day and prepare for the graduation on the 16th. Okay, back to you, Ms. Conrad.
Thank you. All right, so we are excited. Tomorrow we get to start handing out tickets for graduation. I know there's been lots of questions on this, and so first off, I just want everyone to know we do have an updated version of our ticket information out today. So please make sure you refer to the one that comes out today, not last week's, because we had a number of updates to that. So here's some of the details. We have 4 tickets per graduate. So every senior graduate gets 4 tickets. There are 2 sections at Popkini for you to have tickets for. There's a vaccinated section and a non-vaccinated section. And so the tickets are marked for each one of these sections. To pick up tickets, and I'm going to share a schedule with you here in just a moment, but to pick up tickets for the vaccinated section, you need to have photo ID, like a driver's license, and the person's vaccination card. You may take those 2 documents and put them together and print that out and bring that if the people are not in town and you don't have access to have those documents to bring in. All members do not need to be present to pick up the ticket. So a senior could come to the window with the vaccination cards and IDs for the 4 members of their family that they're bringing, and we will then distribute those tickets to that senior. Also, if it's a parent coming to the window, make sure you bring your senior's photo ID with you so that we know who your student is. The tickets will be tracked and marked accordingly, so we'll know who has what tickets. And if you are sitting in the non-vaccinated section, you do not need those ID pieces. Obviously, because you won't have vaccination cards. Let's see, if you do not have the correct documentation, you will only get the non-vaccinated section tickets. Okay, so next up here is the schedule for our ticket distribution. Nope, there we go. And what we try to do, so everybody gets 4 tickets, so there's not a huge rush to come in and get them because no one's going to take your tickets. Every senior gets 4. So we try to create a schedule that really will accommodate everyone's times of when they can come in. There's some morning schedules, like on Wednesday, tomorrow we're starting at 8 to 12, and Friday 8 to 12. Thursday we'll do 1 to 3. So we're alternating. We also picked 2 days where we have our senior activities. And so right after those activities, we'll have the window open for people to come pick up tickets. So after Beach Day from 10 to 2 will be open. That's going to be a drive-through because Beach Day, of course, is a drive-through event. So we'll have a tent out there and you can just drive right up and get those tickets. Senior breakfast right afterwards, we'll have the window open from 12 to 2. And then if you have any family members that are under the age of 15 and they're going to be getting the COVID test, the family would really want to wait until the 14th or 15th to get all of your family tickets at that time, because you won't be able to pick up the tickets for the children until those tests are taken. You do not want to take those tests until Sunday evening because you need it 72 hours prior to graduation. So it's important that you pay attention to those details about how to get the tickets. And then on the wait list, we will have, the wait list will be determined on Tuesday, the 15th. So if you do need more tickets, you're welcome to get on the wait list. We'll be collecting that throughout the whole 2 weeks. And then on Tuesday evening, the 15th, we'll be calling families to let them know. It is a lottery system for getting those wait list tickets. And we'll be handing those out on Wednesday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. And a couple of last minute things here. Tickets cannot be shared, traded, or given to anyone other than the intended recipient. That's very important. Anyone 16 and older without a vaccine must sit in the non-vaccinated section, regardless of a negative test. That's per our state guidelines. The main doors for Popkini are going to open about 5:15. Masks are going to be required for everyone. Please make sure you have your tickets ready at the door. There's no tickets available at Popkini. So you do need to make sure you come to Woodinville High School to get your tickets before graduation day. And guests with a vaccinated ticket will receive a wristband that's marking that they can go into the vaccinated section. And remember that commencement details and information can be found on our Woodinville High School Class of 2021 website. Also, please know that all your fines and fees have to be paid before you can pick up tickets. And you pay those fines and fees on TouchBase online. So please make sure you do that, because I would hate to turn someone away because they need to pay fines and fees. And then please understand that we do have a limited capacity in the stadium. Some of our family members will need to watch the ceremony live stream. We'll be posting those links so that everyone will be able to watch. And this goes back to Ms. Brenner.
Okay, so we want to make sure that you have awesome pictures for this day. It's a really special day. You've been working really hard to get here. So parents, of course, and family members are from the stands. They will not be allowed onto the field to take pictures, but we do work with a vendor called Grad Images, who we've used in the past, and they will have all access to be able to snap those pictures as soon as you get your diploma as you walk across the stage. So what we're asking seniors and families to do is to pre-register on the Grad Images website. And then this gives them the information about your name, and you will get a registration card ultimately. So please register via their website, and if you do not pre-register, you'll just get something in the mail from them. But again, you want to pre-register through the Grad Images website so you can look at the pictures taken, and again, it's no obligation to buy any of those. Okay, and Ruby, next slide, please. Okay, as a representative of the counselors, we just wanted to say that we love working with you guys. We are so proud of you. You guys are our first class of being here for all 4 years, and we're really going to miss seeing you guys next year. That being said, we want you to finish this year strong, right? So senioritis can be a very real thing. So we want to make sure that you keep collaborating with your teachers, keep working hard, get those final assignments in. Us counselors are here to work with you and make plans with your teachers, so don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you have not finished your high school and beyond plan, please do that right away. Same with your senior survey. We need those done for graduation. The senior survey helps us know where to send your final transcript based on your plans for next year. Also, if you are wanting to add any outside or independent coursework to your transcript, please get that to your counselor today, and that will include an add to transcript form and a copy of your final transcript from your outside resource. So if you have questions about that, please feel free to reach out to your counselor. Don't give up, you're almost there. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to celebrate with you on the 16th.
Thank you so very much for that. Okay, on that note, we're almost wrapped up here. So one of the last things, just a couple of reminders. We do have a yearbook lottery available. So if you did not purchase a yearbook, you have one last opportunity to get one of them by signing up for the yearbook lottery, which I believe Tina will be sending that link in the chat as well. If not, this document is going to be sent out afterwards, so you can also access it through here. But you would just fill out the form and then just kind of wait to hear back on that part. And then also, if you have not heard, there will be a grad night happening after graduation. So that tradition is going to be continued this year. So if you have signed up through the Google Doc, or sorry, the Google form, that should not say Google Doc, keep an eye out for an email that will be coming out today that has some very important next steps regarding registration and some other things. And then if you need a scholarship for the event to pay for it, they are very much available. So please go to your counselor for partial or full scholarship help. They can get you connected there. And then if you have not signed up for grad night yet, you have to complete the Google Doc by today, which is in the e-news, and it is also on the very top of our link tree in the Class of 2021 Instagram, and the link in our bio on there. So please fill that out as soon as possible today if you have yet to do that, so we can ensure that we have as many of you there as possible. And then speaking of the Instagram, just a reminder, please, if you don't already, please follow the Woodinville 2021 Instagram account. There's a ton of updates on there. That's where you'll hear about anything that will be going on last minute or just any important updates. And then also literally every part of the information regarding stuff for the 2021 class can be found on the website. So that you can get to that through the main Woodinville High School page. And then that will have anything from graduation to whatever else you're looking for. So you can access that online. And then we are going to have a little minute here for some Q&A stuff before we wrap up. So I think I'm going to just kind of open it up. Tina, I know that you're kind of heading the Q&A box over there. So if there are any things you want to, you can read them out loud. Go for it.
I can do that. So there's a couple questions, especially about vaccinations, which are all very valid and important questions. I'll just go down the list, and then whichever people on the grad committee feel like answering, feel free to unmute and just answer. The first one is, what are you guys going to do to make sure grad tickets are actually non-transferable? I know a few people who are trying to find ways to get tickets without being on the wait list. Ms. Conrad, maybe do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so it's important that people use the tickets for who they're intended for. We have to remember we're still in a pandemic. Not everyone is vaccinated. This is about keeping people safe. And so there are 4 tickets per person. We're trying to have that wait list and get all the tickets out so that we can get out as many tickets as possible. But we do need to respect the system and how we are doing this as a district to try to keep people safe. So we ask that people keep the tickets and use them for their intended purpose, for who they got them for.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yep.
Next question is, so we can't bring our phones, question mark, question mark?
Yeah, so I know a lot of people will take like their ID and the vaccination card and take a picture of it, which is great. It is best if you can please print that out. So you could actually put 4 cards on a paper and print that. The reason why is because we have to look at the phones and we have to actually read the ID and the card and the dates that the vaccines were done so that we know a person's is completed. A completed vaccine means you've had all the shots you're supposed to, and there's a 2-week wait period. So, and that 2-week wait period is up. So I believe if you're doing a 2-shot, if the second shot is not done by tomorrow, you will have to sit in the non-vaccinated section because that's that 2 weeks before. And so it's best if you can bring that on paper so that we can handle that. We don't really want to handle everyone's phone and having to blow up pictures and look at them. So it's just easier if we can get people to print them out. If you only bring it on a phone, we will help you with that. But
Ms. Conrad, I'm pretty sure that this question came about when we were talking about like what you can and can't bring to Bothell High School before the graduation.
Sure.
So like, just to clarify, we are not allowed to bring phones to Bothell High School.
No, and here's why. When you guys come to Bothell, you're going to be dropped off, and we do have access to like the bathrooms and inside, but we're mostly going to be outside on the field doing a rehearsal. And then there's going to be some snacks and some foods because we don't want everyone to, we want everyone to have that. And then we all got to line up and we're going to be walking down to the stadium. So there's no place to put anything. And so that's why you really can't bring anything. If you have stuff in your hands, you're going to be having those things in your hands all the way through the whole ceremony, and you can't do that. You got to be hands-free for the ceremony, for your pictures, to hold your diploma cover, and all of that. So you really cannot have anything at Bothell, where you got to be really strict with that, because there's no place to put things, and we can't be responsible for bags and purses and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Next question is, where will we go to the bathroom during graduation?
That's a good question and a very practical one. When we're at Bothell, the bathrooms will be open up there. And then when we come down to the stadium, there are restrooms. All the stadium restrooms are open. I don't know if you guys, there are the big ones in the front by the concession, but there's also more on the other side of the guest side. So There will be restrooms provided as needed.
Wonderful. I'm going to go sift through and kind of go through some of the important questions.
Sure.
A lot of questions, we have a ton of questions about shoes and if they're like flat on the bottom, like wedges, will they be allowed?
Yeah, so this is a new one. A lot of times we just recommend don't wear heels because you don't want to trip and fall. Here you really can't. You absolutely cannot wear heels. There's a couple of reasons for it when I question because I get it. I like to wear my heels too. The turf is one where your heels will actually get stuck in. It can damage the turf, number one, and you can get stuck. And that would be really embarrassing walking and lose a shoe or trip and fall, that kind of thing. So you really don't want to wear heels. You got to look at your shoe, and that's why we say flats, and then make sure that it's flat all the way across. Does that make sense?
Do wedges count because they're flat all the way on the bottom, but they have like height to it, I guess?
Yeah, so just realize with a wedge, you have the turf is not stable. So it's not like walking on concrete. And then you have two ramps that are really long that you have to walk up. One is on the side that where you're going to go up to get your diploma, and the other is coming down the front. And so I would just be cautious and wear flats for this. And if everybody does it, it'll look the same for everybody.
Right. Okay. So flats are preferred, but if like someone wears like a wedge a little bit, they're not going to be forced to like change shoes, right? It's not going to damage the turf that way. I think people are just like, a couple people said they already have their shoes. So would that be allowed at all? Or is that just
we have been told absolutely has to be flats. So I have to stick with what we've been told by the stadium management.
Okay, great. A question someone asked if you can leave now. Yes, if you don't have questions that you need answered, you can head out. These are just a lot of the questions that we have.
And remember, you guys, check out the grad guide. You're going to get that in the email today. So check that out. It's going to have all your answers.
Yes, and a version, sorry, Tina, a version of this document also will be sent out to your guys' emails. So just keep an eye out for that and some other stuff. But Tina, you're good to keep going.
Yeah, there's quite a few other questions. I'll go through them as quick as possible. Are cords from the WANIC program schools approved to wear at graduation?
Of which program?
WANIC. I believe
there's a short list, and the teachers of programs know whether or not they have cords. So if you're not sure, check with your advisor, because those advisors know. And if they don't have them, there is a process they can go through our grad committee to request. But I would just check with those advisors because they know who they are.
Okay. So check in with your advisor. Valedictorian stole a question about that. I think just the date, and then if there's a possibility of getting them any earlier.
Yeah, so the valedictorian stoles are Navy, and we bring those to Bothell High School. So everybody will get them at the same time.
Okay, so a couple questions about that. So, and then someone asked, can people just bring phones and keep them in their pockets?
Can people bring phones and keep them in their pockets?
For graduation.
I wouldn't bring anything, because if you drop it or lose it or something, I mean, I wouldn't bring anything. Leave all that stuff with your parents, and then remember this ceremony is only an hour and a half. And so as soon as the ceremony is done, you're going to be reunited with your family, and then they can give you all of your stuff.
Yeah. So you're not going to be like going through the entire day without your phone. I know we are quite addicted to them.
Yes, I mean, it's really not that long. I would not have anything during graduation or on the field. No phones. We actually collect all that stuff and we put them in bins, and then we got to find you after the ceremony. So don't bring anything. Please make our lives easier, our jobs easier.
And then if we plan on going to the after party, should we bring an extra set of shoes to make sure we're comfortable? Usually what happens is you meet up with your parents and they have everything that you need, and then you change there.
Yeah.
And that's what they did 2 years ago. Do vaccinated students have to wear a mask at ceremony? I believe the answer to this is yes. Everyone will be given.
Need to wear a mask.
Yes. And then how do we get the money for grad night party? Does anyone know the answer to that? I know none of us are planning it.
Yes. So if that question is referred specifically to scholarships, then that would be through your academic counselor. If that's the only thing I can think of that you would be referencing, you can message the panelists too, and I can respond to you if that's not, if you weren't referring to scholarships, if it was something else. But anything regarding scholarship information for grad night, you should go directly to your counselor. And you can still register and sign up and everything. You should do that actually today, even if you still do need that scholarship. But any scholarship stuff is through your directed counselor.
And then Kim Norris, the parent, hi, Miss Norris, that is organizing grad night, is sending out information tonight for those that signed up on that list. And yeah, scholarships are through your counselor. Next question is, what if I or a family member cannot pick up my tickets for graduation?
Yeah, so we tried to create a calendar where we can accommodate pretty much anybody on that. So if you're having trouble, let me know. But either the senior needs to pick them up or their parent.
Yeah. So. Okay. Can we bring clear pictures of the vaccination cards taken? Oh, right. Will they accept pictures on phones, or is it just have to be printed for the vaccination card?
So it's challenging for us to handle phones. So that's why it's better to bring it printed.
Okay. So just try to get it printed. You guys
It's
have
a
quite a
safety
bit.
issue for the people that are working here as well. So that's why we would like them printed.
Okay, wonderful. Do all 4 guests have to sit in the same section?
They do not.
Okay, good to know. How long is the ceremony? It's like an hour and a half, correct?
Hour and a half, yeah.
Okay. I had a question about nursing courts in green and white. So nursing courts are not on the list, even though they're a Woodinville program. So that is not officially approved as a core that you can wear for graduation. But if you would like that to happen, please reach out to your advisor and they can go through the approval process. And then, let's see. Where will our party be seated if only one individual is partially vaccinated but the rest are fully vaccinated?
So say that one again. So
where will our party be seated if one individual is like not fully vaccinated yet, but everyone else is already fully vaccinated?
So that's an interesting question. So in the stadium on both sides, there will be vaccinated sections and non-vaccinated sections. So and they're separated by the walkway, you know? So you could very easily have some members sitting in the vaccinated section and across the walkway is some people in your family that are non-vaccinated. So it's not difficult to sit near people, at least in this general vicinity.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think it does, yeah. But the bottom line is non-vaccinated people absolutely cannot sit in the vaccinated section.
Correct. The only vaccinated people can sit in the non-vaccinated section, but non-vaccinated cannot sit in the vaccinated section.
Yeah. There was a question about scholarships. Is there a way to get the scholarship without talking to the counselor or anonymously? I would just recommend talking to your counselor. They're very good about keeping confidentiality. If you're uncomfortable with something like that, they're very good about keeping that to themselves and like not sharing that information. So you shouldn't have to worry about talking to them about that. And they work with a lot of students that do need scholarships or things. So please do not feel like you are unable to talk to your counselor about that.
Yeah.
And is there an after party for graduation separate from grad night? No, grad night is the event planned by our parents. That is not ASB or school affiliated, but it is the event that comes right after graduation, and that is kind of what people are referring as the after party, but officially it's known as grad night, to clarify that. Isn't it, when does grad night start and end? Grad night begins at 8 p.m., I believe, and it ends late into the night. So you will get more information on that today via email from Kim Norris. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. Can you wear sunglasses for ceremony since it's outside?
No, again, we are not bringing anything to graduation. So no phones, no sunglasses, no stuff of any kind. Please do not bring anything to graduation.
Yeah. And then where do we pay for the grad party? So maybe Miss Norris, if you could answer that question in the chat while I'm going through some of the other ones.
That
And then,
Tina, I can just if Miss Norris, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that that will be sent out. Everything moving forward with graduation, with grad night, with grad night will be email. Like you're gonna get an email later today with a lot of information regarding that. So anything furthering your registration, so payment, health forms, like details like that, that's gonna be on that email later. As long as you have filled out the Google form, because that's where we're going to get your email from. So please make sure that you did that.
yep. And then there was a question, where can we find the live presentation for graduation if we aren't attending physically? That will be, last year was posted on the district website, and it'll be posted literally everywhere. There's like nowhere you will miss the graduation video. And Ms. Conrad, I'm not sure if you went over this, but for people that do not want to walk in person for whatever reason, I know there was a form to fill out a while back, but is that form still open for people to fill out?
No, it's not. So anyone who is not walking, they should be notifying me. We are creating the seating list as we speak. And so we are noting who is going to be there and who isn't. And then the people who are absent do have an option. We can read names and show a picture at the end of the walking group. So I can do that if people would like. So it's important though that if you are not walking that I am notified, because otherwise I do have you down in a seat walking. Mm-hmm.
And then do we have to pay for the tickets? And I'm assuming tickets for graduation. You do have to pay for the tickets for grad night, but a graduation, no, right? For the
Yeah, graduation tickets do not cost anything because there's only 4 per family. And also just to note about the live stream, everyone is going to be getting programs, and it's also on the program, the link for the live stream.
Excellent. Can I pick up my graduation tickets during grad rehearsal on the 14th if that works best for me?
Yes, on the 14th. Yeah, we'll be open.
Yes. And then isn't it concerned to put all the non-vaccinated people together? Do you want to explain how like the seating, everyone's not like together unmasked.
They are not. So the difference in the 2 sections is a non-vaccinated section means that all of those people will not only be masked, but they will be seating 6 feet apart. So there will be fewer people in the non-vaccinated section versus a vaccinated section. We can actually seat more people. They'll still have masks on, but they don't have to sit 6 feet apart. So we can actually, the capacity goes up in the vaccinated section. So that's the difference.
Yeah, and it's just so that's how we are able to have each senior with 4 tickets.
Correct.
And then do you have to pay for grad pictures?
The grad picture information is on grad images. So I'm going to refer everyone to that site for any fees and costs and whatever that they have. There is going to be, I believe, 3 pictures of each senior being taken. So one when you're in line, one when you are actually going across, getting your diploma, and then one at the end. So they're really nice photos too.
Yeah. I work during the time of rehearsal. Is it okay if I'm only there for an hour if my work doesn't let me stay the whole time? So I guess it's just like, can they miss part of rehearsal?
I'm going to say, please talk to your work because this is new for us and for you guys especially, but going through rehearsal is really important in how you walk, where you walk, how you walk in, who you're walking in front and behind. It's a very structured ceremony and it's very formal. And so we want to make sure that you all feel really comfortable with what you have to do. So I'm going to recommend that you try to talk to your employer and be there the whole time. If you need to leave early, I understand, but it's hard to help people if they're not there and they don't know what to do when it comes time for the actual ceremony. And we want everyone to be looking their best.
Mm-hmm. And then following that, what do we wear for rehearsal?
For the rehearsal on the 14th, that is a casual day. We'll be outside on our Woodinville High School football field.
Yes, so that's not like the whole commencement.
No, but I mean, do think that you're on a turf, so I would wear something, casual, so that you're not tripping and falling.
Okay, we have 3 more questions left.
Sure.
Almost there. Do students have to wear a mask on stage for photos with diplomas?
We are still working on that one. We are, I'm not going to say that one yet. We're trying to work on so that can we take the mask off for the photo op with your diploma cover. So more information on that one is coming at rehearsal.
All right, and then I think I know the answer to this one. My brother turned 16 on the 9th of June, and he will not be done with this 2 weeks period for vaccination. Will he have to sit apart from my family who's vaccinated? He cannot sit in the fully vaccinated section because he will not be fully vaccinated. So your family can sit in the non-vaccinated section with your brother if they would like.
Yeah, the rules are really strict on that.
Yep. And then the last question is, do you get cords from clubs you previously participated in, or do you only get cords from clubs you did this year? So the cord requirement for each of the approved clubs, which is around 6 or 7 clubs, I believe, I sent in the chat a lot earlier, that is just dependent on the advisor and like their requirements that they've set and the club requirements for the past few years. So it's different from each one. So if you have specific questions, definitely just go ask your advisor. Any other questions before I pass it back on to Ruby? Great questions.
I think we are good to go. So thanks for coming. If you're still hanging around, you are more than welcome to head out. More than welcome. That was weird. That's not what I meant. You are good to go. And yeah, so we'll just be hanging out. If you guys come up with anything else, I think something just what's the Instagram account again? That is Woodinville. Yep, pretty much. Let me hold on. Somebody please answer that. I don't know why I'm convinced. Isn't it Woodinville CO 2021? It's Woodinville 2021. That's it. Thank you, brain. Woodinville 2021. And then you can also look at the ASB and the main ASB Instagram, which is just Woodinville ASB. But yeah, Woodinville 2021. And Miss Otter, thank you for your encouragement. And I think we are good. So if you're still here, you're all good to head out. We're just gonna chill for a little bit while you guys go. And there's no more questions. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing so they can just see us now. Weird.
We can stop recording.
Yes, Mr. Melton, if you have that